Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl Midnight, also Wayward Dragon Girl. You can call me Midnight, doesn't matter. All right, so, all right, hold on. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of stuff online, as far as allegations and people telling other people, oh, things like sexual allegations mostly, and nowadays we live in a time where if a girl, or actually more like if a guy actually decides, hey, I want to have sex, or if they touch a girl, the girl goes crazy because they think, oh, you're raping me or something. Now, disclaimer: if you have been abused, neglected, sexually, whatever, and you have PTSD from it, I advise you not to watch this. This is not necessarily a light topic for anybody to be, looking at or talking about. And I understand. I myself was a victim a long time ago, of sexual abuse and rape. So I just want to kind of say, be careful. So, anyway, there have been a lot and a lot and a lot of issues that I've been seeing. One with Marilyn Manson as of late, of last year even, and I didn't even know about this until I actually looked it up, and I'm quite shocked at what I'm seeing online as far as all this nonsense. Okay, so let's see. Do There we go. This isn't all right. So, a recent example of detrimental effects in sexual abuse. If you don't know what that is, can have on a person is the allegations surrounding Marilyn Manson. Over the past few weeks, several women have made allegations against the singer, claiming that he had sexually abused them in the past. Okay, so first off, in my mind, this has been going on for a long time with not just Marilyn Manson, but with a lot of people, more than you may even think. Um, okay, so here we have, first off, if you don't know who Marilyn Manson is, he is a singer, he performs, he also does art, if you didn't know that. But he primarily is a gothic kind of alternative, you know, artist who is kind of on a fine line of what's appropriate in life or to like something a bit more, I would say, extreme, obscure, but honestly, it's, the viewers take on how they see him and his music. They have, it's their thing. Anyway, so to see that now allegations are coming against him about abuse and assault, this is kind of concerning to me. I used to be, I still am a Marilyn Manson fan. But so we have Evan Rachel Wood, Ashley Walters, Sarah McNally, Scarlett Capella, Gabriella, Ashley, Lindsay Morgan, all these people who have said things one or another. Apparently,
Marilyn Manson
all right, here
was dropped by his record label, Loma Vista Recordings, after his ex-fiancée, actress Evan Rachel Wood, accused the Grammy nominee of, quote, horrifically abusing her for, quote, years, quote, in light of today's disturbing allegations.
Okay. before we even, all right. Yes, we understand that, you know, how relationships and stuff are viewed nowadays. If a guy touches a woman, she screams rape, it becomes a humongous deal. But people, you know, they don't realize that women can also rape. Shockingly, I know. But here's the thing. If you are going to be with a guy and, you know, you're not necessarily married to him, but you're kind of dating and he's kind of like a partner of yours, personally, I wouldn't take it very far with that person until you get to know them, minus, you know, the kind of, oh, I know you outside of, you know, your the bedroom, but I know your music and I know that. It takes a lot to get to know somebody, and it takes a very long time. I will say that. It takes a long time to also trust somebody. Not everybody, you know, you can't be like, oh, he's beautiful, I trust him immediately. You can't do that. Like, I mean, you can do that, but you would just be really stupid at that point. You know, if you really want to kind of be like, oh, let's take this slow and everything, good, great, wonderful, bravo, well done. But to have these allegations, I feel like every guy nowadays is having allegations made against them if they even look at a woman nowadays. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we're in the world we're in now, so we're living in this crazy, crazy, crazy world. All right, let's continue to listen.
By Evan Rachel Wood, another woman naming Marilyn Manson as their abuser. Loma Vista will cease to further promote his current album effective immediately, the music label tweeted, adding, quote, due to these concerning developments, we also decided not to work with Marilyn Manson on any future projects.
All right, well, the record label company has that right to refuse to continue to work with him and everything until, you know, these allegations, either they're solved or something like punishment or whatever happens. I'm just looking into this now, so it might take a couple of episodes to, you know, get to the bottom of this. Let's see. Musician Marilyn Manson has been accused of abuse by multiple women, with allegations ranging from sexual assault to psychological abuse. The cascade of allegations began Monday when actor Evan Rachel Wood and at least 4 other women spoke out against Manson on social media. Several other women have come forward in the days since. The 52-year-old shock rocker, whose real name is Brian Warner, if y'all didn't know that, has denied the allegations, calling them horrible distortions of reality and claiming his intimate relationships have always been extremely consensual. Okay, or entirely. Well, entirely consensual. Okay, so, oh man. All right, so based off of that, I don't know everything yet, but reading all this and everything, and being a member of the BDSM community and the furry community, just saying, more furry than BDSM nowadays, but not doing any of that crazy shit anymore. But anyway, all right. Sex always happens with 2 consenting, like-minded adults that understand, what is going to happen. So, for instance, you have somebody who is, with someone else doing a scene and everything, and if they say red or they have what you call a safe word. I think I've also mentioned this type of stuff in my older videos a long, long time ago. which, you can't do adult activities without consent, without trust, and without a safe word. And without those things, there's really nothing can happen until you give consent. You understand what you two are going to be doing in that moment. You guys have a good understanding of one another, of what's going on. You guys have trust, because let's say trust is not immediately given. Trust has to be earned. And if you don't earn someone's trust, that's just something that you need to kind of be like, okay, well, I don't have your trust yet. Is there a way that we can, have this kind of understanding? You have to gain somebody's trust. It doesn't happen overnight. I hate to say it, but it really doesn't. Anyway, let's listen.
Since 2015, the 52-year-old has released 3 albums through Loma Vista, including We Are Chaos, which dropped in September 2020. The music label's decision to cut ties with the rock star came just hours after Wood accused him of, quote, grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. Manson was also removed from 2 TV shows following the allegations. He had a guest role in the 3rd season of American Gods on Starz and the 2nd season of Creepshow. Wood and Manson started dating in December 2006 and broke up in 2008. Manson proposed in Paris in January 2010, but the pair went their separate ways less than 1 year later. At least 4 other women also detailed instances of sexual and emotional abuse they allegedly faced by Manson after Wood came forward in accusing him. Manson later addressed allegations against him with a statement shared on his Instagram. Quote, obviously, my life and my art have long been magnets for controversy, that these recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners, regardless of how and why others are now choosing to misrepresent the past. That is the truth.
Which is a very, very accurate kind of statement. I mean, I think anybody would say that. Also, you also have to kind of think, well, Manson is this very unique individual who maybe not everybody has a liking to, because his stuff can be a little bit dark. And sometimes it can be a little off-putting for some. But to be honest, I personally like Manson. He's a really cool guy, as long as, he's respectful of other people. And, this kind of stuff happens, I've noticed more and more every day, that people are getting accused of things, and it's just not, it's not right. It shouldn't be, this consistency of every man is evil. And this is also another reason why when a lot of famous people, well-known, they have their own record labels, they have their own companies, their own brands, etc., why it's such a big deal. And people kind of look up to them, and it's just something that, see, when I went viral years ago, I was like, okay, well, this is okay, but now that I'm out there, and I really, nowadays I'm like, I don't really want to be that out there, because, well, stuff like this, to be honest, it's basically stuff like this that it really messes with you, and it really also kind of, it messes your entire life up. I wasn't that well known. I was just a girl from Staten Island who, did some stupid things, and, well, aren't doing those stupid things anymore. But you know, it's just pointless to kind of be like, oh yeah, you know, let's accuse every single man because they're famous and they got money, blah blah blah, and oh, he touched me, so now I gotta scream rape and this and that. I get it. I get where people are coming from with that, but you know, it's best to know somebody before accusing them, and until there's actual evidence, like, you know, then we can say, yeah, okay, this is actually what happened. I don't really see much of anything that is saying, yeah, this is all, you know, 100% fact versus, you know, fiction. Two male security guards filed lawsuits against Manson in the early 2000s, accusing him of sexually assaulting them at his concerts by rubbing his crotch on their heads without consent. The charges were dismissed in one case, and Manson received a private settlement in the other. Okay, well, that's, you know, I mean, and it's not even just Manson who all this stuff can happen to. It's any man, any guy. I mean, yeah, if you're, you know, I mean, we have people who are, this honestly is kind of annoying to me that this is kind of all I see nowadays on the internet, and how things have kind of blown up. Yeah, we get it. 2020, everybody goes nuts. Shit goes crazy. The world, you know, we don't know exactly where the world is going to, other than it's getting really chaotic out there, and I feel bad for the guys, you know, who are being accused, who don't have any, you know, real reason to be accused. There are some guys, though, I will say, that do need to keep their asses behind bars, even for stuff they've done. But, you know, it's just something that we kind of all need to look out for, and be aware that there are people who will do things, and then on the other side there are people who will say things just for the publicity of stuff. You know, if a female goes, oh yeah, you know, he abused me, he raped me, blah 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 blah, and there's no evidence, there's no factual evidence to, you know, back up her claim. You know, it just, I don't know. I've never really, oh my gosh, this is getting out of control, honestly. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so this is from, what is this, Fox News did a video on all this. Let's see what this has to say. Yeah. All right, well, that's nothing there. Let's see, Marilyn Manson allegations. Now, let's see, who's this by? Microsoft News. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's go to YouTube again. Oopsies. Oh, 2021 allegations. Yikes. Ugh. This is all.
In the wake of Evan Rachel Wood naming Marilyn Manson as her abuser in February 2021, more allegations of Manson's behavior towards other women have surfaced. Jenna Jameson, who dated the musician in 1997, has now opened up about her experiences and Manson's violent fantasies. Jameson, a former adult film star, told the Daily Mail that their relationship didn't last long and that she ended things with the self-proclaimed Antichrist herself. She revealed, "I cut it off after he would nonchalantly say he fantasized about burning me alive. Once he started speaking to me violently, I was like, goodbye, Brian." The actress also described him as vampiric. Jameson went on to explain exactly what she meant, but she called him vampiric. You really don't need any more details than that, do you?
Okay. Well, okay, about fantasies. It's okay to fantasize about things that you know you won't be able to get away with in real life. If you actually act on those fantasies, just know that there are consequences that come with them. So, hi, Lulu. All right, hang on.
Jenna Jameson and Marilyn Manson first started an affair in 1997 after they met at the premiere for Private Parts, a movie starring Howard Stern. Jameson appeared in the movie in a minor role and was unhappily married at the time to Brad Armstrong, who also directed and acted in adult movies. She denied the affair after paparazzi photos were released showing them together, but Manson confirmed to Howard Stern on his radio show that they had been seeing each other. Jameson was surprised by this, as she didn't expect the musician to be the type to kiss and tell. After they broke up, Manson didn't waste much time mourning the relationship, according to Jameson. She told the Daily Mail, "He moved right on. I'm sure he had a lot of choices at that time. It was during his prime."
Okay, well, all right. So, as we know that, men and women and trans people or whatever nowadays, I can't keep track with all of these things, and I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying that there's so many different, things going on. So, yes, when men are in their prime, when they're a lot younger and they're more sexually, well, see, here's the thing. Men, they can literally even reproduce until they're like dead. So you can be 80 years old and still be super freaking horny and everything. Oh my, this is getting quite interesting. I will say that. And I will also link all of these in the description below so you guys can watch everything as well. So yeah, this is just kind of my personal views and opinions on the matter.
Actress Evan Rachel Wood alleged that Marilyn Manson had horrifically abused her on February 1st, 2021. As the BBC reported, Wood had previously talked about being a survivor of rape and domestic abuse without revealing who her abuser was. In an Instagram post, she wrote, "The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was..."
Okay. So, yes, we know that predators of the sexual nature, sex offenders and all that, they do a grooming behavior. This is typically how they kind of get people to kind of, learn about them and get them kind of like mind controlled in a way where, they can take advantage at any point. So I kind of, I get it. I was groomed by this, I don't remember what he was, 75-year-old man back when I lived in Staten Island in the group home. And, it was horrible. I didn't know what was happening. This was on Halloween, 2014. And, I thought, oh, yeah, okay, this is really cool, la, da, da. And he had a dog. So that was, that was something that happened. And I really don't think that I was thinking, this is a really bad idea. I didn't know any better. So I went with him. He raped me. I don't even know. It was quick, done, and I was out the door running and screaming. And anyway, it was a horrible time. Anyway, let's continue listening.
Brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent. She started publicly dating the rock musician when she was 19 and he was 36, according to NBC News. In a resurfaced interview from...
Okay. She was 19. He was 36. Wow. All right. There's another mistake. When you're 19 and, you go through phases, you think you love somebody, you're not fully developed mentally even. A lot of people would think, oh, I'm 19, I can make my own choices, I can consent, which in some states that's true, in some countries even that's true. Yes, you can consent as early as the age of 16. But honestly, the human brain, especially in females, we don't start maturing until we're like 23, 24. I mean, even some people, it takes way more time to mentally mature, and some people are just, some people are just not able to mentally mature because they have such a disability where they can't even differentiate, reality from fantasy, and they kind of just intermingle. It's just something that I really can't even. Oh my gosh, let's just say that the world is absolutely crazy, and yeah, people mature at very different ages, very different ways. Some might show maturity at 12, but then they go through phases and everything. So I mean, all right, yeah. Also, don't be afraid to type in local chat or live chat even. Oopsies. Oh well. Anyway, yeah. Don't be afraid to talk in chat because I do like to see what you guys say. And I think I'm going to be using YouTube more of a platform than Twitch because my Twitch has been. It's been having issues, and I have to re-enable my account. Anyway, what is this? Exactly. So, let's continue.
From 2009, Manson spoke about their breakup and confessed via page 6, I have fantasies every day about smashing her skull in with a sledgehammer. Other women have backed up Wood's allegations against Marilyn Manson. Ashley Walters, who reportedly worked as his assistant, claimed on Instagram that he offered collaborators the chance to sleep with her and frequently became violent toward her to the point that she now suffers from PTSD and depression. Ashley Lindsay Morgan's Instagram post alleged that Manson cut and burned her, and that during their relationship she wasn't allowed to eat or sleep or leave the house. Sarah McNeely similarly claimed in an Instagram post that Manson locked her in rooms when she was bad and that he threatened to bash my face in with a baseball bat. And the artist Sour Girl, whose real name is Gabriella, accused Manson on her post of repeatedly sexually assaulting her, cutting her hands with broken glass to make a blood pact, and forcing her to take drugs. Rose
Okay. Now, as I've stated, I don't see much actual photographic or video evidence of any of this. So I don't know if this is true completely. If somebody says, oh, I don't know, let's just say, oh, I fantasize about, this, that, and the other. And when the girls say, oh, he caught me with this, he locked me in a room with this, or he did this or that, obviously there was no, self type of being like, oh, I didn't consent to this, or yes, I did consent to this type of thing. I don't hear any self blame or even being honest about, yes, I told him he can do this. Yes, it's always bashing and bashing on poor Marilyn Manson instead of saying, yes, me, myself, I did, consent to this kind of stuff. I did try to let him know every now and then that this wasn't okay. I was not okay with this, but, I let it happen. That's another thing. When women let stuff slide like that and yet they consent, you're sending mixed messages to a man. That's the bottom line. You're sending mixed messages, especially if you consent and you guys, it's important to talk about stuff like this. If you don't talk about things like, oh, yeah, you can lock me in a cage for 2 hours, or you can spank me if I misbehave, or you can tie me up, blah, 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 and you guys consent, then, and then go back and say, no, he made it, he kind of abused me when he locked me. I never said this. I never said that. I did blah, 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 blah. This is why consent is such a crucial element in any relationship. If you can't consent, you can't be in a relationship. At least not one that's sexual and that, that kind of entails having very kinky things that, you just can't. And, a lot of people, especially, artists, and let's just say back in the day when, big names like Kiss and all these other rock bands and everything, do you know what they were doing behind the stage? Most of them were getting, high, smoking crack, doing this, that, and the other. And, it's just, people don't really think that that's something that really happens. I'm thirsty. All right, let's continue.
Gowan, who also dated Manson for 2 years, tweeted her support for Evan Rachel Wood. I stand with Evan Rachel Wood and other brave women who have come forward, the charmed actress wrote. Let the truth be revealed. Let the healing begin. On the day after Wood named Manson, her Instagram posted an image of a letter from California Senator Susan Rubio, requesting that the U.S. Department of Justice investigate these claims. Other actions have already been taken against Manson since these claims surfaced. Manson was dropped by his label, Loma Vista Recordings, on February 1st, 2021, as the BBC reported. They also said that they would stop promoting his most recent album, effective immediately. He was also removed from an upcoming episode of the TV show American Gods. The TV network Starz made a statement distancing themselves from the alleged abuser, announcing, Starz stands unequivocally with all victims and survivors of abuse. Manson himself has denied all of the allegations, making an Instagram post where he wrote, obviously, my art and my life have long been magnets for controversy, but these recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners. Regardless of how and why others are now choosing to misrepresent the past, that is the truth. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic abuse, you can call the National Domestic Violence.
Okay, yeah, we know about that hotline. Anyway, all right. It's just, I mean, this is going to happen regardless. Excuse me, whether you're famous or not. You can literally have, like one of my exes. I could be like, oh, yeah, no, he abused me, he raped me, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I say that, he would say, no, we consented, we are consenting adults, we've done this, we've done that. And it's just, honestly, I don't think that, this is just something that people want to accuse men of. Like, this is something that's so popular nowadays that men get accused for every little thing. Like, I literally can't even stress enough how many times, even in a BDSM relationship and stuff, that, if a girl doesn't feel comfortable, she needs to tell her partner, be like, I do not consent to this. I do not like this. This is why contracts and talking things to a great extent before you even do anything, before you even have your first sexual experience, you do not do anything until you both understand what the rules are, what you both have agreed upon doing, and what is not acceptable. Bottom line, it's not, it's something that and I guarantee this is going to continue for a long time until something even more drastic happens. Like, apparently there were allegations going on with Britney Spears about stuff. There's so much stuff in the more, I guess you could say, popular people, well-known artists and everything, that, hey, this happened, that happened, and only now things are coming out of the wood. Like, really. Honestly, if this was such a big deal, it's best to just keep it out of the social media. And, kind of why I stopped what I was doing in Staten Island. I was like, you know what? I don't want any more of this publicity because, well, look at what happens to people who are already famous. You see this? I mean, I literally one time went to McDonald's. I couldn't get my breakfast without freaking paparazzi of Staten Island swarming me, watching me eat a chicken McNugget. Like, I want my breakfast, but I can't. I don't get it. It's just something. It's crazy nowadays. Nothing is the same anymore. It's just everything has gone to shit. It really has. So, if you guys like this video and you guys, like other content I have posted in the past, I'm sorry I haven't been on in years, but I have been going through quite a few things, and, a lot of stuff has been happening to me. I'm still currently in a battle with my mom over the usual. And if you don't know what that is, trust me, one day you will find out. And it's just, oh my, everything. 2020 was a bad year. 2021, so far, not the greatest, and yet not the worst. But honestly, it's just, shit happens, and we all have to remember, consent is key. If you are not mentally able to even consent because you have a severe, disability, or you yourself know you're incompetent in any way, shape, or form, you shouldn't be participating in stuff like this. If you are consenting and something happens and you don't like it, well, and you don't like, what's going on, well, speak up. Have a voice. If you don't have a voice, then they're going to continue to do what they're doing. Anyway, is there anything else you guys would like to bring up? Have a conversation about something, or, or whatever? It seems like a lot of, stuff has happened, and there's not much we can really. Anyway. All right. So I guess now I think I might go make another burger or some ramen. I don't know, but we will end the live stream for now. This was also kind of a test to make sure everything is still working. Oh, excuse me. That's what happens when you have Pepsi instead of coffee. I can't send you what? What do you want me to send you, Lulu? Ouch. I'm sitting on my feet again, and I know I shouldn't be doing that. Anyway. No, I'm not going to send you ramen. I can't send you ramen. Go send yourself some ramen. Go to your local ramen place in Belgium. I don't have ramen. But yeah, so also, if you guys, can one of you try and kind of type in the live chat? I don't know if, I really don't know if I'm actually able to see that. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Wonderful. So you guys can see this. All right. Yeah, we can call in a few minutes. Hold on. What time is it for you? Wait. It's really late for you right now, Lulu. Wait a minute. All right, so if you guys like this content and other content, etc., you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I will most likely see y'all in another video. Bye-bye. Stay safe.